next thing we're, the next thing we're going to consider is that I've already said that it's used for working with arrays. Now, what is an array? What is an array? An array in Python is a data structure that stores a collection of items, typically of the same data types, in a in a contiguous block of memory. Now, let us look at it. An array is the same way I explained when I was explaining, let's say, a class. Then, an array, as I rightly read, is used to store a collection of items. And for this one, it's not like in a list where you can have different data types. Array stores data type typically of the same data type. It's useful for storing and manipulating multiple values under a single variable name and accessing them using an word and index. Okay, so in this place I just went on to buttress more on the meaning of an array. So we have different dimensions of an array. First, we have dimensions of array can be either in one dimension, two dimension, or in higher dimensions. We can have three dimensions, four dimensions, as the case may be. So if you ask the type of arrays or the dimension of arrays, we have what? Basically, we have three, which are what? First dimension array or one dimension array. See it here. One dimension array, which is also known as a vector. Two dimensional, which are also known as matrices or higher dimensional. All of this we are going to write the codes around it. But first of all, we have to understand these basics. So we did here we just had an example of a one-dimensional array. So if you see in a one-dimensional array, one thing that we know is that you just have a one dimension. This is one, two, three in this square bracket. But in two-dimensional arrays, you have two square brackets, then which is also known as a matrix, and like that. We'll practicalize it. Let's keep following me. Keep following me. We're on a journey. We'll get there. So what's a metric? A matrix is a specific type of array that is two-dimensional. If you notice, when I was talking about the type of arrays, I said we have two-dimensional arrays, which is a metric. So a metric is a specific type of array that is what two-dimensional. Is organized into rows and columns. If you can, most of us here have passed through the university, and I remember when I was in 100 level, there's a particular course we did, mathematics course, and we did what matrices. And you know that a matrix is an arrangement of numerical values in, or they could be numerical values, or they could be other data sets in rows and in columns. So that's basically what a matrix is. Okay, all right. Now I'd like us to look at this. So what's the difference between an array? What's the difference between an array and a matrix? Arrays can have any number of dimensions, while matrices are specifically two-dimensional. So once you have an array that is two-dimensional, you know that it's a matrix. Meanwhile, you cannot have of numpy. Numpy is fast performance with vectorized operation, supports linear algebra and all those stuff. Okay, so I would like us to write some block of code now. An array is a collection, of items, usually numbers, stored as contiguous memory location. It allows you to store multiple values in a single variable rather than declaring separate variables for each value. So, in simple terms, think of an array like a row of lockers. Each locker or element holds a value, and each has an address, that's an index. So, that's what we know to be an array. Now, into let me go back to this. So, first of all, for you to this is where we're going to start coding now. For you to work with NumPy, you know that NumPy is a library in Python, right? And for you to work with it, you have to import it. There is a method called import. What is import? Import means getting something that is no, don't worry, don't answer. Please, I'm coming. 1 minute. Sorry about that. Someone was disturbing me. All right. So I was talking about import. So you have to import NumPy. There's a method called import. Import. So now what's happening here is this. We are calling this is NumPy, right? This is NumPy. I want to import NumPy so that we can work with it in Google Colab. We can work with it in Python programming language, right? So for us to work with this, we are going to import it as NP. The reason we are using NP is because NP is more of a short form for NumPy. Keep follow me, we are going somewhere. So NP is more of a short form for NumPy. So from now onward, anytime we want to make use of, oh sorry, this tab I'm supposed to be sharing. Okay. So you import NumPy as NP. You import NumPy as NP. And anytime that we are going to make use of anytime that we're going to make use of NumPy, we are going to declare it's more like we're declaring it to be what? NP, right? So good. This is where this is where I imported NumPy as NP. You import it as NP. Let me write the code again. It's running. Let's allow it to run. So now, good. It has run successfully. Let's start working on array. The reason why when I started teaching I thought of array is because NumPy makes use of what? Arrays, and it works with what? Array. So let's declare an array. Let's call it AR, just like I did here. Let me just copy this. I'll use it to explain. An array is equals to np dot array. Okay, let's write that together so that you understand. I'll define, first of all, I have to declare my array. I say ARR, as standing for array, is equals to, I'll call it, let's say, numerical values 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. So what type of array is this? Now I need a response. I thought the type of arrays before I came here. So what type of array is this? Is it
One
a
dimensional.
good. This is a one-dimensional array. This is a one-dimensional array. So first of all, you declare your array and you run it. We have declared our array. And if you see what I wrote, as I wrote creating a numpy array. So first of all, you have declared this AR to be what? This is our what? Our array now. But for it to print, sorry, for it to print, for it to declare our array successfully, if you check, if we print this thing now, it's going to give us, let me print type and you see something. Print. If I print the type, you see that it will give us um things will give us a list. You see, it gave us a list. It gave us a list because we have not defined it to be what? Completely an array. How, what is going to make this thing completely defined? We have to include, we have to say, we have to include this np inside our array. So if we say, for instance, I just say np dot array dot array, right? And I call arr. Okay, it still gave me that. Let me see something. I'm coming. Coming. So okay, I want us to call out this array. coming. So let's type. Let's print the type. Good. So now this has given us our array. This has given us our array. To print our array now, we have this result that we declared here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's creating an array. And if we check for the type, it will give us it will give us it will tell us that it's an array. Let's check for the type. Good. You see the type now is showing us that what is an array of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. So first of all, you have to import your numpy as np to declare your array. Declare your array. Declare your array. Then you do you print your result, and that's what you have. We have checked for the type, array shape and size. So shape and size, this is going to tell us the number of items that are present in the particular array. It's going to tell us the size. So to get the size, you just print. Array dot size is going to give you the size. You see, it's showing us 5 because what there are 5 inputs. I believe we are following. It's showing us 5 because we have 5 inputs. If we're going to copy and check for the shape, for instance, let's just change this one to shape. The shape is giving us the shape is giving us 1,5. The reason why we're having 1,5 is because this one is standing for the number of rows, while 5 is standing for the number of columns. So you see we have only one row. It's a one-dimensional array, so we have only one row, but we have 5 of the columns, 5 entries. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are 5 of the entries, so we have this is what we have. That's for the shape and size of an array. Okay, so that's all on one-dimensional array. I'd like us to look at how we can write a two-dimensional array, for instance. So if I declare my array, this time I'll add another value to it. I'll declare it equals to 7, 8, 9. Okay. So let me start this again. This is quite a little bit sensitive. So we have to be very careful when we're writing it. So in writing a two-dimensional array, you have to understand that the square bracket are going to be two. So this is what I mean. Follow me, please. So we have this. We write that again. Are you following? You write that again. So you now declare, let's write 2 comma 3 as the input. Let's do 2 by 2 or 2 something. So comma, we have to bring in a new bracket again. Then we write what? Let's write 4 comma 5. Let's run it and see. It ran. It ran successfully. So you have to note how they used to write the difference between writing a one-dimensional array and a two-dimensional array, because if you mix them up, you may have a wrong value, you may have a different value. So this is what you have. um 2 comma 3. If you mix them up, you may not have that result that you are looking for. So let's print it. Let's print this. Let's print this array. Let's print this array. Mp.array. Okay, I think there's an error somewhere. What's the error? Let me check. I have, okay, I think I know where the error is. Okay, I think this should be it. Yep. Okay, yeah. So I got it. So let's print it and see. Print it and see what we have. Okay, so this is a two-dimension array. If you notice the difference between this and the previous one, this gave us is a two-dimension, comes in two columns. Let's check the size and the shape and you see. You understand what I'm talking about? Come, it's not, I believe we are all following. Let me see your reactions, please,
Yes,
if you are following.
yes, sir.
Okay, I think that should be Mrs. Abigail. Okay, good. Are you seeing now? This is our 2 by 2 dimensional array. And when I printed, first of all, this is the first print. The first print gave us this result. This is our array. The second print, I checked for the what? The size of the array. And the size is what? 4. Because there are 4 entries. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then I checked for the shape. What is the shape? It gave us a 2 by 2 matrix. 2 by 2. Um, which is also a word. This is a word, matrix. No, I told you that anytime you're having a two-dimensional array, it's a matrix. So this is a matrix as well. It's a matrix because it's a word. It's a two-dimensional array. Good. So this by two we have seen here told us that we're having. I told you the first one stands for the word, the number of word, rows or columns. This first two, is it for rows or columns? Let me see who can remember. Someone should say it. You know the two of them they are two now, so you can easily mix them up. If I just change something now, that thing will change. When I was explaining this one, I told you one stand for something, five stand for the other one. So for this one, it stands for what? Two. The first two stands for what? Mrs. Francis, please answer the question.
Okay, sir. You said which two? Sorry, which
This
of the two?
the first one, the
The
first
one
one,
up or
this one here, the one I
okay?
highlighted,
Roll.
stand for rule. Okay, okay, okay. Then you are correct. So the first two stands for the row, and the second one stands for the column. There are how many rows? You know, like this is column 2 and 4. That's one column. 3 and 5, second column. For the row 2 and 3, 4 and 5. So that's the shape of our array. So now, um, I'll move to the third dimensional array before I go on other operations in array. So for this third dimension array too, it's a little bit trickish. When you're writing it, you have to be careful because of the technicality involved. So let's start again. First of all, you put in your first square bracket, you input the second one, and you input the third one again. You are putting three of them because it's a three-dimensional array. Let's come back. Come in. Let's come back. If you notice in our two-dimensional arrays, we had first and second bracket, right? In the third dimension, in the first dimension array, we had only one bracket, which means as we are moving forward, the thing is increasing, something like that. So here we input 2, 3, and 4, comma, comma, 5, 6, and 7. Then let's see. Okay, so that is that for that. This is, but then I want it to be 3. I want it to be 3. So let me see. Mm, um, okay, let's have 7, 8, 9. Okay, good, 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 good. So now I would like you to take note. You know, when I was teaching you before, um, instructor Matthias came in. One of the things I told you is that when you're writing this thing, you just have to be sensitive and your use your thoughts. Be using You have to be wise. Like once you start writing this thing, you have to be
So let's have a little patience to instructor Xavier will join. Okay, he's having network issue. I believe you heard me. I believe you heard me.
Yes, sir.
no problem. People are just calling me from left and right.
Sir.
How many shares do you have? Sorry, I didn't even know I was kicked out. I was busy teaching. Where did I stop? Or where did I explain and stop? Fine. Hello.
So you were trying to explain the 3 by 3 matrix before one instructor came in. And that was where you got cut off.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know why this evening people are just calling me anyhow. So let's continue. Um. Okay. Yeah. This way I was explaining. Okay. I was on 3 by 3 matrix. 3 by 3 array, not matrix actually. So let's print the rest. I'll just copy this and we'll, I'll just copy this and
Instructor Savior, I believe you are in a place that is crowded. I think you have to adjust to a place that is not crowded. Okay, I think your noise is distracting this class.
all right, sir. Um, all right. Okay, so yeah, we'll now print. Want us to print the rest, and we'll see what we have. All right, what went wrong for the size? Okay, okay. I have to change this to. That's a mistake. All right. Second, so I want to change this one to. I want to change this one to. I have to change this to. Okay, so this is our 3 by 3 matrix, and that's what we have. 3 by 3 array, and that's what we have there. All right, so this is basically what I wanted to show us concerning. First of all, we had one dimensional array, two-dimensional array, and this is our third dimension of what of array. And there are other operations that we can carry out on. There are other operations that we carry out here, and some of them we are going to be looking at them shortly. We have done we have done the we have printed the array shape and size. The next one us to look at is the array arithmetic, which is addition and multiplication. Array arithmetic, addition and multiplication. For us to add and multiply in array, we use we use the we use what we call um plus for addition, and for multiplication we are going to use multiplication. So for instance, I want to add uh let's say I want to add here. Let's print now. So I want to add to this array 2. First of all, let's start. Okay, okay. So what happens is this: you want to add to a particular array. For instance, I want to add to array 2. I want to add the number 10 to array 2. If you notice what he printed a 10 and addition to each of the values. Like we're having 2 before, now we're having what? 12. We're having 13. We're having 14. We're having 15, 16, 17, like that. That's how you add in your array. What if you want to multiply? What if you want to multiply any of them? It's still the same thing. For multiplication, all you have to do is hashtag. I mean, come on, please. You just use that and you have your result. Oh, this is becoming much. We may be confused. Let me write a new code so that we don't get confused with it. So I'll, I'll use a lesser value so that we don't get confused. So array 2, let's use multiply by 2 so that it's something all of us can follow. Good. So if you want to multiply anything, you just have to use this symbol here, and then it's shift number what now? Shift 8 on my keyboard is shift 8. I don't know for yours. Once you do shift 8, that's what you're going to have. And what it happens is once you do multiply by 2, all the values inside and multiply it. It will multiply all the values in the previous array by 2. And that's what you have. So another operation that we can likely look at is indexing and slicing. Now, I've already taught us indexing when I was teaching before Instructor Matthias came in. And I told you that indexing used to call out a particular value with a particular index word position. And I also explained that indexing starts from what? Zero, and it keeps on increasing. So here too is the same thing. If you want to get a particular this thing, a particular value from here, all you have to do is index it. You call it. Once you call it, it's going to come out like that. For instance, we want us to index the first element in array 1. So what we're going to do is, I want us to index the first element. So all we are going to do is we are going to call out that first element. We'll call it out. Okay, sorry. We'll call it out to be index value, index position 0, array 2. Okay, that was okay, sorry. Sorry. What happened now? Index position 0, that's what we have. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me see something. A moment. Okay, let me call. Wait, let us print this thing and see something. Alright, so let's print array 1 with index position 0 and see the result we have. Okay, if you print index position 1, what will we have? 4,5. Alright, so that means anytime we have okay, that means in an array we have, you know, the first entry here, this first column is considered as the first entry, this second column is considered as the second entry. That's what we have in an array. For so if you, for instance, if you want to index 2, position 2, it will give you error. It will give you error because position 2 is not present. We don't have any position, we don't have any index value of 2 in our result. Our highest index position is what? Is index position 0 and 1. So that's about indexing. Then um We can also perform other operations like me and sum. So that of let's try that of me. Let's let's try that of me for array 1. You see that gave us what? Our me. If you want to calculate the me, you just have to input in your arrays and sorry, let me bring this back. Let's clear this error. So if you want to calculate your mean, I think we know the meaning of mean is the sum of everything divided by the number of what possible outcomes or the number of outcomes. So it's going to give us that. What if you want to sum them up? Sum 14. So let's check that. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. So anytime you want to get your summation, your mean, so here will be sum and not mean. You want to have your summation, your mean. This is how to go about it. And how did I write the code? Because it's important for you to know how to write the code. If you write the code wrongly, you have a wrong input, you have a wrong result. So how did I write the code? You just say print. This sum is not necessary. I use that because I want to explain it to you. Even if I don't write the sum, is just like saying it. I would just want to explain it. So what did you do? Print np dot sum. Then you input this here. Input the variable name here, and you have your sum. Please, if you are following, let me have a reaction. Just type following. Please, so if you are following, type following. No, let me know I'm not talking to my. Okay, thank you. Let me know I'm not talking myself. Sorry that I'm talking very calmly this evening. I was I was obsessed by the happening, but nevertheless, I believe we are all following. Thank you for following and following along. Another thing we can also um is our standard deviation. You can calculate standard deviation of anything you are given using dot std will give you a standard deviation. So for instance, let me copy it and let me copy it and paste it here, and you see it will give us the standard deviation for this. So this is very helpful because if you have large set of values and you just need to calculate the standard deviation for all the values, just inputting this will give you the standard deviation, and that's the answer. In less than a second we had the answer as our standard deviation. So you can compute addition, you can compute multiplication, you can compute what standard deviation as your with the help of these. So you can I would like us to look at zero arrays and one arrays, zero arrays and ones of array. If you want to write a code of value and you want it to produce to produce let all the entries be, let's say, zero. Let all the entries be zero. What you are going to do is you just have to say np np dot zero, and you note the number of zeros. You declare the number of zeros that you want. NP dot zero zeros. Okay, I want two, and you have two array of zeros, right? If you want five, it will print five. Good. If you want to print ones, you just write np dot ones. And how many do you want? It depends. The question is, where can this be applied? Where is this useful? Where is this useful? As we continue, we understand where we can apply this and where it will help us in solving our problems and in computing our data set. So I think we have seen how we know where we can use our mean, we know where we can use our sum, we know where we can use our standard deviation. All of that we know. We know where we can use our indexing and stuff like that. So, okay, somebody's hand is up. Okay, sir, something.
Uh,
Yes.
it didn't talk about, let's say, median and the mode.
Eh?
What of median and mode?
Median and mode.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Let me see. I don't know if that can be computed here. Nevertheless, let's try. Okay, median and mode. Median and mode. Where did I write it? Median. Where did I write this time? Okay, see it here. Copy. Let's see. Can we have mode? Can we have median? Let's see. Don't think this has. I don't think it has mode. It's not all of those arithmetic this thing that we have here. It's not all. Okay. Something I think you have seen, right? For
Yes,
median we
I've seen
have.
it.
Yes. For median we have. Let me check for mode. I think mode 2 should. Yeah. Let's try the other one.
Okay, Santo, what is mode? Can you define mode for
What
me?
is that? Yes, the highest occurring number in the list or set.
Okay, good. I believe you can calculate mode on your own self. Is the highest occurrence number. So by that, you can calculate by indexing or sorting them out. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
so you can continue.
All right. So at least we were able to get that for median, but for the mode we can't answer that question today. Okay. So the next thing we're going to look at is random numbers. Random numbers. You know, in the previous example, we had to choose a particular, like when I was declaring my zeros, right? We choose a particular location, a particular number of times that it can appear. But now for the random numbers, it's going to print literally random numbers. It will print random numbers. So let's see that. To get random numbers, these they are just operations. They are just operations for you to use. You say random, sorry, np 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 coin random. Okay, between, let's say, 2,100. Okay, sorry, I think I'm having some problem with that. Let me check what is the problem with my random numbers. um okay. So hello everyone. Hello. Okay, we are past our time, so I'd like
Hello.
us, yes, thank you. I'd like us to proceed. We'll continue on Friday. On Friday we'll try and we'll wrap this up. We'll be able to finish numpy up, because I've already gone more than half of what I'm supposed to do in numpy. On Friday we'll finish it and we'll start with pandas, so that we can complete this within this week. So I have a request to make. We Are we going to be free? Can we add a class on Saturday? Can we have a class on Saturday? Mrs. Francis and Miss Sumto, can we have a class on Saturday? Yes, we have one on Friday and we have another one on Saturday, so that we'll try and wrap up our classes. It's only if we are not able to finish on Saturday that we may have a class on Monday. If not, on Monday, what you should be doing should be your project. So is it possible for us to have a class on Saturday? I need your input, please.
Are you guys still in class? Hello, Mrs. Frances and some too. I don't know why you guys are mute.
Okay. I, for me, I don't think I will be chanced on Saturday because tomorrow now I'll be traveling for a burial that will take place on Saturday. So I don't know if I'll be free. But notwithstanding, so it's okay.
Okay. Mrs. Francis, how about you? Will you be
I'm
chanced on
thinking about
Saturday for us to have a class so that we can cover what we are here to cover?
I'm thinking about it, sir, because our program will be ending on Saturday and I cannot tell the time.
Okay,
Okay, this is how it will go. This is how it will go. We are going to conclude it on Monday. So on Saturday, class will not hold. So on Friday, there must be a class, okay?
Yes,
As
surely,
usual.
surely. Yes, as usual. There will be a
Yes,
class
sir.
on.
That will be better, sir.
All right.
So
Okay.
we are going to wrap up this class maybe by Monday, probably Monday, because you guys should be able to start your projects, okay?
Yes, sir. So